Hi everybody, this is the first video on my YouTube channel, which is Straight Talk Legal Tips for You. This is Tom Maronick Jr. and it's a pleasure to be with you. So you're dealing with COVID and you're looking for some tips about what to do and not to do. Well, a lot of people say, how do I stay out of trouble? How do I avoid getting into problems, be it domestic problems or into legal problems, due to COVID-19? Well, the answer is you need to know what the laws are. If you're not an essential employee, you shouldn't be out. If you are somebody who is essential, you should be going to work. But you should not be doing anything that they don't let you do. And so one of the things that you want to do if you are a non-essential person is just check with the laws, in this case of Maryland, to make sure that you're following those laws. If you're allowed to go out for your job, that obviously is okay. If you're allowed to go out for some other purpose, sometimes the law is changing. For example, in Maryland, you used to be able to go just to go to the grocery store and for essential purposes like going to Home Depot, getting things for your house, going to places that provide food such as a grocery store, such as the pharmacy. Now the law has changed a bit. So you're allowed to do those things. You're allowed to do all of that, but also to go outside and enjoy the weather. Now, in some jurisdictions, you can go to the beach, but you can't actually sit in a chair in the beach. Maryland tends to be a bit more open about that, but the thing is you really need to be checking what the law is before you go out and do it. Another thing that you should try to avoid, other than following through with the law, is keeping things calm at home. If things are not going well, you can certainly call our office and we'll give you a consultation on your domestic case. If you are feeling threatened and you feel that somebody in your family or somebody who's staying with you is threatening your life or your health or your safety, you probably want to file for a protective order. Now, protective orders are civil orders technically, but they have criminal penalties if they're violated. And that can get the person who's making threats against you kicked out of the house. So you definitely do not want to be in a position where you're sticking around somebody who's going to be violent with you. What about if your partner is threatening to take the kids from you? Now, obviously, that's a serious concern. And then there's types of family law matters that you can file in order to protect your children. What if you're struggling as far as just getting a loan, getting unemployment help? Make sure you contact the office. Call the Maryland Office of Unemployment. Make sure they have your filing. A lot of the times, even if you're eligible for unemployment, they have not processed your application because it's gotten lost in paperwork. So you want to make sure that you do that. Another thing that is very, very helpful is when you do have some fun. When you do have some people over, make sure it's members of your family or your close friends, and don't take that money that you may get from unemployment, don't take it and splurge on it. Get things that you need. But if you do get in trouble, you can still give us a call. They're still setting in cases, they're setting in criminal cases, and they're setting in other types of cases, but it's just not going to be right away. Right now, the Maryland courts are set to reopen on June the 8th. Which means it's not too long, folks. The jury trials will not start until at least the 20th of July. So you've got a little bit of time before some things happen. A number of counties in Maryland are doing pleas remotely. So if you have a hearing that's coming up, it's very possible that your hearing might be over the Zoom. I think they're using Google Hangouts now or some other type of meeting platform. Zoom, I think, had been hacked actually. But some courts are requiring in-person appearances, but most are generally allowing you to appear remotely. But you want to contact my office and our attorneys if you'd like us to represent you, and we will move to arrange for you to not have to be there or to be there remotely if you're concerned about COVID-19. Obviously, it's very serious. It's not something that you want to take lightly. And just general advice, make sure when you go out, you're social distancing. So if you're in the line, make sure that wherever it is, there's that 6 feet gap in between you and the next person. Make sure that you're following the law so that you're not putting yourself or your family or your loved ones at risk. When will it all end? I keep getting this question from folks. The answer is nobody knows for sure, but we are seeing some positive signs. So stay positive. And as long as you're willing to stay positive, you're going to have everyone around you be willing to stay positive too. So my tip for you during COVID, my straight talk is for you to just keep things going and keep an outlook that's straight ahead. But if you do get into trouble, give us a call, 1-833-4-LAW-WINS. We're here for you. We're a full-service general practice law firm, always here to answer your legal questions and help with your legal needs. If you have an email question, you can email us at info@maronicklaw.com. That's info@MARONICK law.com. Always great to send a message to anyone, and glad to be here. Till next time.